guys, Karen here with another Le Creuset video. Welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for watching. So today, as you can see, I look a little bit more relaxed. It's just me. I am headed into the kitchen to do some cooking, but prior to doing that, I wanted to take you all on a tour of my functional Le Creuset kitchen. How I use, how everything functions, how I store everything. And I was inspired to do this by the Sheila Bridges Harlem Toile collection. Not necessarily the collection itself, but some of the things that she said that totally resonated with me. One being that she never puts any of her items away. And that's how my kitchen is. So as we go through the kitchen, I wanted to explain before we go in, like all of my pieces sit out. I have basically what I call a cook's kitchen, where you can see everything, and everything is totally functional, meaning that everything has a purpose rather than putting the items away, whether it be Le Creuset or items from Crate & Barrel or wherever I get them from. I like to see them, that way I can use them. You know that old saying, out of sight, out of mind? That is totally true with me. So if I put it away, the likelihood of me using it, I'm probably gonna forget it's there, really. And so our kitchen is really functional. Anybody who comes in will be able to know exactly where things are because it's just out. When I was younger, I really liked the idea of empty countertops and put everything away, but then I always found that I was pulling things out. I was pulling things out all of the time, and then it was this, gather everything, then put it all back, and gather everything and then put it all back. The way our kitchen is set up now, I don't have to do any of that, unless it's like plates and mugs and things like that. But I do have some of my favorite mugs that sit out. If you look around our home in the pictures, most everything, I'm one who likes everything to be neat and in its place. When it comes to the kitchen, I still like everything to be neat and in its place. However, I like things so I can within reach, so that I can get to it when I need it and it's ready to go, as opposed to having to pull things out. And I think that speaks to the functionality of the kitchen. My mom's kitchen was like that, is like that. My grandmother's kitchen was like that. It just speaks to the functionality, and it allows so much, movement and the ability to cook on, just like that. So if I have to go in the kitchen, to cook anything, I'm ready to go at a moment's notice. Without further ado, by the way, this is a new little setup because of Karen and Maya conversations. So this is the little desk area. Anyway, I'm rambling. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to our kitchen. Welcome to this part of our home. Normally you all see it in like little vignettes, little segments. This is the serving area. So it's where our mugs and things, and as you can see, all of our herbs are stationed here. They're drying out. We have herbs, that's oregano on the counter. We keep a lot of our wax jars there, some of our favorite mugs. And as we come into this area, you can see first up we have our Le Creuset bowls and Le Creuset mugs that we use all the time, and little bowls there as well for people to grab for breakfast, and if they want something to eat, the bowls are sitting right there. That big farmhouse bowl is from Crate & Barrel, the farmhouse collection, and that's the Le Creuset serving bowl. So, and it's stationed there because if ever at a moment's notice I need it, I can grab it, and it's always sitting there. And if anybody needs tea or something like that, the mugs are sitting right there for them. So our house was built in 1902. So there have been a lot of renovations. So this kitchen was pushed back. So this area, the serving area, used to be part of the kitchen. Then they pushed it in here. So this is our kitchen. So it's early in the morning. So first up, as you can see here, maybe I should turn the light on. I don't know, guys. So back there is our mudroom area. So you take your shoes off. That's the back area where we laundry and all of that stuff. And that was added on a few years ago. So we're still doing renovations and things, so bear with us. So here, as you can see, these are our first two Le Creuset. These are serving bowls as well. And as you can see, the reason why they are out is because they are holding all of our fruits and vegetables. And this way, one thing I love about the bowls is that they're lower and they're wider. And so you can fit lots of fruit and veg in them. And maybe I should turn the light on. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, so I turned the light on for you guys. So, and don't look at that back there. I was watering plants. Forgive me. Anyway, so these are the Le Creuset, the large serving bowls. I found them at Williams-Sonoma. I got them for $60 each. They were on sale. You just have to keep going in there and checking it out because a lot of times they have things for sale and it's just not on the site. So I happened to walk in, I saw the fringed gray one and then saw this one and asked them, I purchased this one, put this one on hold and came back the next day to get it. So like I said, they're really great for holding all of your fruits, vegetables, and anything you're cooking with. And you know, I like it because the fruit is handy for everyone. It's right there, ready to go. Yeah, and the measuring cup stays here because it's constantly in use. So if I put it away, I just find myself trying to find it again. So why not just leave it out? And the island is big enough to handle it. And if you're wondering, does it ever get in the way? Do the bowls ever get in the way? No, because you just move them to the side and then you can use the cutting board. And you just put them back when you're done after you clean the cutting board. So here, as you can see, the butter dish stays here, which makes total sense because if you're up here and you're eating breakfast, why not have your butter dish where you can use it? Otherwise, what's the purpose of it? And I have the trivet here because when things come out of the oven, which is right here, you know, it can go right there on the trivet. Normally, I just move it to the end here. And that way, it's all ready to go. My favorite mug in the morning. So we're going to start over in this area. This corner, obviously, we have the Dutch oven in meringue. We have the essential oven in nectar. We have the saucepan in cerise. And then we have the stock pot in Marseille or Caribbean. No, it's Caribbean. It's Caribbean. And so they sit here because it's easy for me to get to right there on the counter. As you can see, it's really easy for me to grab. So the Dutch ovens are always ready. I have them stacked. And you know, for those who say they don't do theirs like that, it's cool. However you choose to store yours is fine. It's just a space saver because imagine if I had them all flat on the counter, it just wouldn't fit. So it's better for me to keep it this way. And sorry, I was thinking while I was talking. Yeah, and these are always within reach. And so yeah, so it's really convenient. And I know this doesn't have anything to do with the KitchenAid, but it's good for that to be right there because it's baking season. So what, it has to be out, right? It's baking season, guys. So we're going to move on here. So we're going to move on to the other side of the countertop. And over here, as you can see, we have the Dutch oven, the new Dutch oven, which is 5 1/4 quarts. We have the trivet here, the second trivet, because the stove is on this side. So, in terms of proximity, if I have something hot, I'm just going to bring it right over here, see, or onto the island. It just depends. We have the chef's oven, aka the soup pot. Back there, that's the stove skillet. another cutting board, and then we have the French oven, 2.5 quarts there, an essential oven there, that's 3 quarts, and then I already said that, and then I have my utensils here, which obviously makes sense because it's in proximity to the stove. And then I use the little heritage thing because, as you can see, it's kind of small. I use that for any incidentals I may need with cooking, like little things, clips and things like that that I need right at my fingertips, and hence the food processors right there too. But that doesn't have anything to do with that. Okay. On our stove, so we have a griddle here, excuse me, getting tongue tied. And then I just leave it there because when I need it, it's right there. I can see it. And then I have the 6 3/4 Dutch oven. I have the 6 3/4 round Dutch oven sitting on the stove, and along with my cast iron skillets, because they are always used. They're always in rotation. They're never not in rotation. So they sit there. It may take up an eye, but once you get started cooking, we just move things out the way and keep it moving rather. And the glass jar back there is to collect oil. When it comes out of the pan, I just pour it in there so it can settle, and then I can remove it from the kitchen or whatever. I let it cool so it doesn't go down the drain. That's a little tip. You don't want to put oil down your drain, especially hot oil. So we're moving over to this area. As you can see, this is the Braiser zone. So we have all of the Braisers stacked, and we have the paella pan behind it. And you might wonder, why is the paella pan there? Because it's in high rotation and is close proximity to the stove. And we use it all of the time. Don't worry about over here. I am switching out jars here. Those little mason jars you saw, I'm switching out the mason jars. Switching out the ones in the back for the ones in the front. But these Braisers sit in close proximity to the stove because they are always in rotation. So I can grab them at a moment's notice. And also our seasonings and things are out. That way I can use them and see them and have them close in hand. And that's Maya's little jumbo bowl over there. So yeah. So right here, I keep the knife sharpener out as well. The knife sharpener out because we are always using the knife sharpener. And so it doesn't make sense to put it away. And then we have our saucepan that's used for almost anything. As you can see, the wax jars are out too, because it makes it easy for me to grab what I need. And I love these little shelves from IKEA. They were so worth the money. When I bought them, they were $89.99. And yeah, it just makes things so much easier. Do I use my cabinets? Not really, because, like I said, undergoing renovations soon. So our cabinets, I'm going to switch out our cabinets for open shelving because it makes more sense for the way that I cook. But all of these cabinets and things were here when we bought the house. So we've just been using them. But I think it's good to settle into a home and then decide what works best for you. After deciding that cabinets don't work well for me, simply because I like to see everything, now that we know that, it makes it easier to do a kitchen renovation with the Hubster. And that bowl there is Mason Cash if you're interested in that bowl. And all of these are wax jars. And then last but not least, we have over here where we keep all of our mortar and pestle. I have some Polish pottery bowls. As you can see, we have our the Balti dish, the pie plates, my old Le Creuset Dutch oven there. We have the tea kettle here, and we have the skillet that holds a lot of garlic and shallots while it's sitting there. I mean, might as well put it to work. Another farmhouse bowl there, just for anybody's interested. And the jars up top, they range from wax jars to jars from IKEA to, all of that. So this is it. Oh, and when the red Dutch oven, when the red round why Dutch oven isn't on the stove. It sits here. It sits there. So yeah, so this is it, guys. This is how I store all of our Le Creuset items. It adds pops of color and things, and I just love it. It's just a happy kitchen to come into each day, and you know, I'm really grateful for it. And let me know what you all think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.